actual heat.
Gringos in the house, straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the D. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet. East 10th Street boys bring the party. Bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Water like that.
Well, I'm telling you, bro, I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You don't know who I am by now.
You identify as.
You know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, you know he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Night, Latin spice and neon lights.
Good evening, Miami, and welcome to another edition of East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah. I'm Bobby El Gringo, joined always by my brother, Alex the Boy. Alex, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. Nice and fresh this evening. Is in the 70s, so I'm nice and cool. Miss you, buddy. So I feel like we haven't talked in forever.
It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. We were supposed to go live yesterday. That was on me.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, usually I just got the episode set up and I'm good to go. But I didn't. I know. I'm so sorry. And you wrote me like at night. You're like a couple hours like, hey, dude, we're good. And I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Alex has been working out. He's been working out extra, so he's a little tired.
Yeah. I'm exhausted. Is it do I look like a homeless guy or like something like, because I got the beard going,
you look like I'm gonna butcher the name because I usually do, but you look like a Timu version of Andrea Borgani. Remember that old
Borgani? Yeah.
You look like the Timu version, the Wish.
Oh.
If you ordered Andrea Borgani on Wish, you get Alex.
By the way, funny thing, I saw Danilo Gallinari in the Walmart in Hialeah like a month ago.
Really?
I think his wife is Cuban or something, dude. He was walking with a chick that looked straight up Cuban. And I'm like, for you to be in the Okeechobee Walmart, I'm like, Danilo. So we got to do some investigative work. I know he has a house here. And obviously it was always linked to the Heat. We almost acquired him, if you remember when we acquired Iguodala. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, you're in Hialeah, and you don't see many 6'10" guys walking around the Walmart in Hialeah. So it obviously stuck out like a sore thumb. And when I look at him, I'm like, that's Danilo. And looking up close, I'm like, it is him. But like I said,
you got like right up to his face, and you're like, is that you, bro?
That's how this chick. Is that Danilo? That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You just ask a random woman, hey, is that Danilo? Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Man, oh man. A lot to talk about. DSG label already in the house. Everyone who's watching, we appreciate you tuning in wherever you're tuning in on. Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, we thank you. Hit that like and subscribe.
Am I the darker one here? Or is that Bobby's the first one, right? And the little emoji? Okay. I'm the darker one, right?
Why though?
I look a little yellowish.
I mean, why would she? Who's the dark? Like, it's true. Wait a second. Like, are we just adding? Is it because he has no natural light and I look like a fucking ghost in this room?
You look transparent.
I don't fucking. It's crazy because sometimes the lighting is just perfect, and other times I could be like super bright and I gotta kind of back up. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
You look good, man. You look good.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. But
it's all love.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about Tyron Armstead, big discount. We're gonna talk about the offensive line. Finally, Chris Greer said it at his press conference, post-season press conference. Mike McDaniel restated the fact that Miami is going to focus on offensive line this offseason through free agency, through the draft. Yeah. So it's about damn time, Is it a little too late? We don't know, but I'd rather them start now than not do it at all. And hopefully they attack it like they've attacked other positions in the past. We're going to talk some Miami Heat. Obviously, the Heat won yesterday, which is great. It was probably their best win of the season, their best win in a while. I mean, it was really an all-complete win. If I go back and look at the numbers, I
You
mean,
saw
20
Highsmith get playing time again. He should
Highsmith
not be
looked
getting
really.
DMPs.
No, he should not. No. Hero over 20 points. Robinson, Highsmith
Yeah,
had 14. Mitchell
yeah,
had 20. 15 Wiggins, 12 Ware, 20 Bam Adebayo. I mean, that's a complete team win, and that was
yeah.
awesome. And that's what you want to see.
Mhm.
But what I was going to say too, if they lost, it's still Miami's in a situation where you just got to allow it to play out, and that's how it's going to be. It's not going to are they going to make a run? Could they make a run? Absolutely, they can. If they
Yeah,
continue to play like that and they play together and they all contribute equally, absolutely. Is it realistic? No. Is it going to be a bad thing if they don't? Let's say if they get a play in or they get bounced? Absolutely not. You know why? Higher draft pick. And isn't it interesting, Alex, that talking about the Miami Heat, that Coach Spo and Mickey Arison decided to take the time and go see Duke
yes.
a couple days ago? I mean, now don't get me wrong, it's Duke, and I forgot who they were playing. Who are they playing?
They're playing Miami. They're playing here,
Miami.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of good prospects there, and I mean, but obviously you think of Cooper Flag, you think of oh my goodness, this is last name Malak, Kadeem Malak, who's like 7'2".
Yeah.
That guy's a beast. You got the oh my goodness, the
shooter Luke.
Nepel
or something like that.
Something Nepel could put a K.
Yeah.
But anyway, those three guys, either one of those three guys would be massive acquisitions for Miami. And you go, well, we already got Khalil Ware and you got Bam Adebayo. Why would we need a Kadeem? Hey, you add talent and you continue to add talent. And if Miami ends up getting a lottery pick and they keep their pick, and then they go out and they still got the Warriors pick, I mean, to me, you're talking about cash money. You know what I mean? I love that the Heat did that. I like that they're keeping their eyes on the prize. That doesn't mean I want them to tank. I've seen that. I've seen people say, "Oh, I hope they lose every game." I don't ever wish for my team to lose ever.
We don't.
I root to win.
That's something that we don't do. The basketball gods are not forgiving with that.
So. And what I'll say this too: I'm always cheering for them to win. If they lose and get bounced, I'm not calling for people's heads. I'm not. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of that. Oh, fire Coach Spo. Oh, get rid of Pat Riley. He needs to resign. Sometimes the grass is not greener always on the other side. You're talking about one of the top coaches, not voted by the fans, voted by the peers, and by his peers and by the players is Coach Spo. And some of these fans that come out there and talk, man, it's so hard. It's so obvious who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about a lot of the time. Is Coach Spo perfect? Absolutely not. Should some things be fixed? Absolutely. But guess what? Even the greatest coaches have hiccups and have bad years or have missed calls or whatever. Is what it is. This is a hiccup. I mean, you had the drama and the distractions of a Jimmy Butler. You got a lot of young players. You got even veteran players who've been here for years, like a Hero and a Bam Adebayo, who have not been in the position that they're in right now, and they're trying to figure themselves out. There's a lot of stuff. Fire these two guys on the panel. What's up, Raphael? Bring it, bro. Not today. You're not getting fired today. So anyway, Miami Heat. To me, Alex, the more I thought about it, and I've said this on the last show, we talked about it, and I tweeted this. Yeah. I said this on another show too. It said, I think it was on Doll's Diaries on Monday nights. She had a show with 305 Sports Now with Will Patrone, and they had a great show, and they talked about it. And I said, they keep everybody's talking about superstars. Oh, trade those draft picks, or use these young guys to trade for a star and blah blah blah. My thing is, hey, look, I'm done dreaming about stars. If one comes up and it's legitimate, all for it. You go for it if it's really going to move the needle. Other than that, stop wishing upon a star. This ain't a Disney movie. Dreams don't always come true. Stop wishing upon a star, bro. Those guys are not always going to come. Focus on building through the draft, build through your youth. You obviously have a very good youth development program. Focus on that. Use those draft picks to draft young guys to build a foundation, a winning foundation. Stop with the whale chasing. I hope Miami evolves from that, and I hope the fans are smart enough to start getting away from that as well. But, Alex, what do you think about the Heat, man, that win last night and their chances to possibly make a run? If not, if they do miss out, would you be disappointed if they don't go to the playoffs?
They're going to make a run 100%, and most likely will be a play-in team. The top 4, top 5 are pretty secure. They've distanced themselves from the pack, so that's kind of the writings there. But the way Miami's equipped it's just a developmental situation and continue to grow organically. Nico being out for 4 weeks also allows other players to step up and be more diverse in their offense, because Nico was a big initiator for them. Nico was one of the ones that pushed the pace. So now that's in charge of. You have a prime example with Davion Mitchell. Sometimes an acquisition goes unnoticed. This guy went from being the third string point guard in Toronto this year to our starting point guard, and one of the most efficient, a great, decent shooter. He pushes the pace. The way he pushes the ball and the way he gets to the basket and just driving kicks is kind of what this roster needs. And what you see now is the deficiency. Bam is getting more comfortable as the season goes on, but he's hurt. And you can see it. He's playing hurt. He's going to play through it. I don't believe anybody's going to be shut down, be either Tyler or Bam as we get close to the season. They're going to push for the playoffs, okay? And they know that they most likely will have the Golden State pick this year, wherever it may fall. And if they make the playoffs, we're going to lose our own pick because it's going to be sent to Oklahoma City. So they have the understanding that most likely it'll be a one-pick scenario. Ideally, you want both. So if you miss the playoffs, you're in the lottery. You have the chance of the wild scenario of winning the lottery, and then you also have the pick in the teens, most likely, the way Golden State is playing. They're playing great. So I believe they're still going to be that Pac 7 or 8 seed or maybe 6 seed. So, and remember, people always forget, Golden State can make the playoffs and win a championship. Picks are by regular season record. So the determination of those picks will be by the regular season. It's not how you finish. It's not who wins the championship. Your regular season record determines your pick slot. But what I see now, you even see the change in Andrew Wiggins. And you're going to see now Highsmith playing. Jaime Jaquez is back in the rotation. You're going to see now him playing probably 10-man deep because you need to. You need the versatility. You need them to develop, because this is more of a continuation year into next year. The conversation will be had of Kevin Durant in the offseason. Kevin Durant will be moved. You saw Wendy talk about it. We mentioned it. We talked about it a few shows ago. There will be a conversation about Kevin Durant, and rightfully so. He's one of the all-time greats. And if you get him for 2 to 3 years at his prime, Kevin Durant hasn't lost a step. His efficiency is still there. He is still the scorer that you will need next to Tyler, and he will play perfectly with Bam. And you're equipped to move certain pieces because you have still draft picks coming through and youth developing. So it's going to be an interesting offseason. I just want to see them organically grow and be comfortable. And you're kind of seeing now the Heat. Whenever you have a seismic move of that nature, of moving your franchise superstar, in this regards Jimmy Butler, your team goes to basically like a rebranding, where we knew it was a rebranding in place, but it was kind of like the window was pushed, and now we are entirely in Bam's and Tyler's era. So with that being said, you're kind of seeing them now. You're kind of seeing them now organically grow into their identity this year. Are they going to struggle? Yeah, but to me, what was most surprising and appeasing to me was that they didn't falter last night. They had a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter. I forgot someone posted this random stat that if the Miami Heat wouldn't have given up double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, we will be 40-15 this year, even without Jimmy. So that goes to the magnitude of a talented team. I know a lot of people think we don't have scoring. We are a talented team. We are a talented group. But the inexperience, the lack of identity is what costs you those lead changes, giving up those leads. But if you notice, Spo has altered his fourth quarter starting lineup a little bit. The way he comes out in the fourth and the way his sub patterns come out. Duncan Robinson needs to play with Bam. Davion Mitchell is getting extended runs. Wiggins has scored 20-plus points the last 3 games. He's getting comfortable. He's becoming more of a downhill threat, a little bit different. And Wiggins could get to the free throw line 9 to 10 times a game. So that is one thing that I always tell people, a win-win situation. And now people are seeing Jimmy Butler talk about Golden State is the best organization he's been. We've already seen this, okay? This is trying to make a good impression. You're not going to go to a new place that just gave you an extension and criticize or not show up and be late, just like when you got here to Miami. So let it settle in. they're playing great basketball. Jimmy's fitting in great in Golden State, and Andrew Wiggins is getting acclimated here. So now we're starting to see the comfort level from both parties, and obviously all leading up to March 25th, which is going to be a huge day here. I know the tickets. I legit looked at tickets the other day again, and standing room only, I think are up to like $90. So that's gonna be well. I think TNT switched the game. They picked up that game, I believe, the 25th. Yeah. So that's gonna be a cool experience. And little by little, the one thing that I take from this stretch is how the team initiates offense when Nico was the one being the stretch or pushing the pace. That's why I want to see who picks it up. My thing is maybe Hawkins picks it up. Highsmith is definitely going to play. Hawkins might be more on ball, more creating for the second unit, and the dynamic of Mitchell. And finally, it seems to be like Spo listened to his deep thoughts, and I know they try to make it work, but Terry Rozier was not a productive player for the last couple of weeks. He had a plus minus of like 130 or something like that. You cannot play if you're gonna play Terry, you need him to score. You need him to beat Terry. But in this team with the certain personnel, he was kind of more of a spot-up shooter. That's not his game, unfortunately. I'm not saying he's not a good shooter, but he needs to have the ball in his hands. Now, if he can minimize, he can still get you 20 points any given night. So you might need him in spurts. But for the time being, you might see Terry out of the rotation. You're going to see Highsmith, Hawkins, maybe Pelle Larson. I wouldn't be surprised if he sprinkles in a little bit of Kevin Love here and there to give Bam some rest. Bam might miss a few games because he is banged up. So I would not be surprised if Bam is sitting out 1 or 2 games in the next 2 weeks, kind of like a maintenance issue. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm excited for the core. I really am, because you have many avenues to continue to grow, and you have many avenues to improve your team this offseason and then 2026 as well, which is the big picture. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And again, for me, I just, and first I'll shout out to Will at 305 Sports Now, guys. If you haven't yet, go check out 305 Sports Now on YouTube. Will Patron, great content on there. Huge on the Miami Hurricanes. Consistent content, daily content, almost great interviews, great guest on there. But also talks Dolphins, Heat. Get back into the Panthers soon. Very excited about that. Talking about the Panthers, they won tonight, beating the Oilers 4-3.
Standing up rematch.
They beat down the Nashville Predators the other day, 4-1. Got to watch that game with my son and father-in-law in Nashville.
Oh, was that your first? Was that your guys' first hockey game or no? You've been
no. We've been to a few now.
I love hockey games, man.
But it was a blast, man. It was a blast. First off, the atmosphere. Shout out to Nashville, Smashville. The show they put on there, the atmosphere, the hospitality. It's always great. Like, even if the Florida Panthers aren't playing that day, are going to, you can go to a game and enjoy the show and enjoy the game. And
hockey is picking up popularity in the state. I mean, it's always been popular there, but even down south, Bob, here, the whole league is picking up. I want to see the next TV contract. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, but I'll tell you, man, it was a lot of fun. We didn't get to see the Kachuk because he just finished up the Four Nations tournament, and he was hurt, and so he was on the Tonight Show, so he wasn't there. But we, and Bobrovsky didn't play. It was a night. Bobrovsky did practice at the beginning, but he didn't play. Yeah. But either way, I mean, the guys played great. It was a fun experience. My son, I was wearing my Florida Panthers jersey, which is a couple sizes too big, but that's okay. I had a sweater under it, so I didn't feel so bad about it. But it was awesome to represent the team. And my son didn't have one. My father-in-law didn't have anything on. But my son was the loudest person in it. There was a lot of Panther fans in Nashville. Oh yeah, dude. The lower bowl was like filled with red.
Wow.
I mean,
that's
the
crazy,
river
man.
runs red, dude. Yeah, and they were going nuts when they scored. When we scored, it was like, it sounded like a home game. There was a lot of Preds fans. Don't get me wrong. But
of course.
I was getting messages on Twitter because I posted a picture of me and Tristan from the game. And people were telling me, dude, they're giving you guys shout outs. They're giving the fans shout outs because it was loud. But it was so funny. I was the only Panther fan it looked like, at least in my area, with my kid. And Tristan's, loud as hell. Is, "Go Panthers! Predators suck! he's doing everything, and I'm kind of like, at first I'm like, and he's making fun, he's laughing when they're missing. They thought they scored, but they didn't. The horn went off, and they had to shut it off, and they really,
outside.
And he's just, and he's going, and eventually I said, hey son, I said, listen, I put my arm around him, I said, listen, we're kind of in enemy territory right now, and I said, if somebody says something to you or tries to do, Daddy's gonna have to fight, and Daddy doesn't really want to fight a bunch of people right now, and and my son straight up, he went like that. He looked at them, he looked at the fans around us, looked back at me, and he goes, well, if they fight you, they're gonna have to fight me. And I said, no, they're not. I said, boy, so it would be
funny if you would have turned on and just flicked everybody off.
So, but it was great.
My daddy will whoop your ass.
I know.
No.
My dad did that one time at a gas station. There was some kids when I visited my dad in Fort Lauderdale, in Broward, in Carl Springs, and we went to walk to, dude, DSG, man, he is a spitfire, bro. It's awesome watching him, man. Just watching him have fun and just really enjoy it. I just sit there in awe, just watching him, and he just loved it. And he's like, I want to go back, and he felt bad about the Preds, not gonna beat him. Then they finally scored, but then now he felt better about it. But it was awesome, and they got baseball season's about to start in March. The Nashville Sounds are gonna have their season starting up. That's minor league. They are the minor league team for.
Who are they affiliated to?
Oh my gosh, Alex, the team I want to say it's where did Christian Yelich go to? Christian Yelich.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I think it's Milwaukee.
Okay.
The
what
Milwaukee
is it,
Brewers.
Nashville Sounds?
Nashville Sounds, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Milwaukee.
Believe it or not, Little League, minor league baseball is pretty cool, man.
Oh, dude, I've not been to a game yet. The Brewers.
Yeah,
thank you. The Brewers.
They're the AAA affiliate of the Brewers.
Okay, thank you, Russ. Russ Morgan in the house. See, that's great. I'm glad Russ is watching because he's our baseball expert. He is the host of the On Deck Baseball podcast, guys, on Wednesday nights. Got to check him out. Great content, 7:30 Eastern. Dude puts in the work. He knows his stuff. And no quit. Awesome guy, man. And so, we talked about it because I was like, man, baseball season's about to start. I want to go see the Nashville Sound. And ironically, who the first team they're going to face?
Marlins.
The Jumbo Shrimp.
The Jumbo Shrimp.
Marlins minor league teams.
No, are we is that the Blue Wahoos? That's the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, that's Marlins.
The Pensacola Blue Wahoos are on another Marlins affiliate. I think that's AA. The Jumbo Shrimp, I think, is AAA.
Yeah, it's a minor league.
Yeah,
minor league. So that's pretty cool. So I want to go there. They got a series. Cool. They got 3 games: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm thinking about doing Sunday. So and the tickets are cheap as hell, but it's an experience. So want to do that. Basketball, March Madness and stuff. They're about to do the SEC tournament here at Nashville at Bridgestone. I've been there before. Cool, that's a lot of fun, dude. So it's just going to sports stuff is fun, and so we had a blast.
It is, man. It is.
I just love sports in general, and so it was good to go. A guy's night out. Just the three of us, me, Tristan, and Vivito. We had a good time. We laughed it up, and Vivito was just getting a kick out of Tristan, but. Other news too. We're going to get into the Dolphins right now.
Yeah.
But other news too, right before the show started, maybe about an hour and a half before we got going in the show, I was chilling out here. Tati went to go pick up some dinner. They didn't put anything out for dinner. So we were like, we'll just get something out. Well, Tati went to go get Arby's. And so I chilled out here and I saw I'm going to play some 2K. Tristan was playing basketball outside and he was sleeping when I got home. So I was like, I'm just to chill out. Audrey's in her room. The baby's running around. I'm like, I got the time. I got the room to myself. I'm going to chill out, play some 2K, and I'm on like my 8th, 6th, 7th seat. I don't know what I am on with the Memphis Grizzlies. And it's a whole different league. I got a whole I have a team that I've drafted and I had to I went over the hard cap and that bothers me a lot, even though my team was good.
So I ended up trading second apron or first apron.
Yeah, no, we took the owners voted to get rid of the tax. What's that called? The tax.
Yeah.
We got rid of it.
Second apron.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, I'm not liking that hard cap situation. So I made it in my head. I'm like, okay, at the end of the year, I'm gonna have to find a couple guys, even though I love them, and trade them and get under the cap. So I traded for a couple young guys. But anyway, I still haven't made the NBA finals. I keep getting bounced in the second round, so that's pissing me off. So, I got Frank Thomas. He's my center. He's the Shaq. Basically, I got Gabe
Yeah.
Naismith, who Tristan hates with a passion. Every time I play Gabe Naismith, he says he's a ball hog. I go, dude, he has like 5 assists. He ain't a ball hog because he shoots threes. He stops and shoots or whatever. Anyway, I'm playing that, and
Okay.
my son is outside. He wakes up and he comes running to the room, rubbing his eyes, and he says, I'm sorry. I sorry I'm late. I just saw the time. I was like, you're good, dude. Like, he comes and lays on top of me, he's giving me a hug.
Yeah.
And I go, you're all right. You feeling all right? He goes, I said, because he said he had a headache when he got home, so he went and took a nap. So, and then he of course, right away, he goes, I feel good. I go, oh, what do you want to do? You want to chill out? And he goes, no, I'm going to go play basketball outside. I said, oh, all right. So I hear the ball bouncing. And he comes in and he goes, Dad, the stars, man, they're crazy out tonight. I go, oh, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, and the clouds are touching the ground. This is what he tells me straight up. I go, the clouds are touching the ground. He goes, yeah. I go, wow. And he goes into the leaves. And then comes back and goes, Dad, you're not going to believe it. The clouds, they're not clouds. I think there's a fire. And I go, oh, really? I go, all right. And he goes away. Then I'm thinking about it in my room, and I'm going, Tristan wouldn't just say that.
Yeah.
And I start to, right before I could even think about, start to rotate myself off the bed to go see what clouds he's talking about, I hear a big boom outside my window. A big boom, and my window shakes. And I thought at first, like, my first initial thought was, did he just bounce the ball off my window? Because I have one of those windows that push out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear Jeannie go, Bobby, there's a fire. So I go outside, and my whole street, I have a cop parked in my driveway, 2 fire trucks, a fire chief pulling up, and my neighbor's house, not the one that's on the corner, Alex.
Yeah.
The one I told you is an Airbnb that they rent out.
Yeah.
On the street right next to that, before you turn onto mine, there's a van on fire, like literally a ball of fire going off. And then right there at that point, another boom explosion goes.
That's the tires.
It's the tires.
Yeah.
Because we were like, what the hell? And so the kids, of course, Audrey was like shaking. Tristan was like, Ellie was all into it, and then like you see the dust and the ash and everything. So I'd say, okay, guys, get in, but I had to call Tati, and I said, hey, she goes, I'm driving. I go, listen, dumb, like, damn, let me talk. I told her, she was like, yeah, hear you. So I said, listen, there's a fire here. I said, there's a fire right next door. I said, just be aware, when you pulling up, they're not going to let you, just be aware. I don't want her to think she's driving up and she sees a fire next to her house.
It's your house.
They're not letting, and so she's like,
babies. With
running with RB. But yeah, man. And so they let out the fire. I went outside. We went after, because we had to park the car next door to the neighbor's house, because our area is completely blocked. Literally, they took our driveway, which is fine. I don't care. We're just making sure Tati could get home. And the neighbors let her park in there until after they left. So we just moved the car back. When they moved the car back, I went outside and checked the spot. They did it pretty fast. Everything was gone. The whole area there, it's like a big fire. Like the side,
a market,
right in the mark of the car. It's like a fire. So I don't know what happened. Hopefully there was no injuries, no nothing. Tati posted it on Twitter. Of course, that's her thing. So the Franklin Police Department said, can confirm no injuries. And he said because Tati's like, oh, I guess a car exploded. And it's like, she's going off secondhand information.
Yeah.
And the police department's like, the explosions, quote unquote, that you heard was actually the tires popping. And it was like, which makes a lot of sense, but it was, so that we had a nice, interesting evening here before the show.
That's nice. That's cool. That's a cool. So, that's a nice get me up.
Yeah. Talk about fire. Talk about the heat.
And we always kind of like, when our kids come and say something outrageous, we always kind of like automatically like discount it, and then you're like,
discount it. Well,
I should take a look at that.
I should at least take a look at it, because there are times
it's happened to me.
Dad, there's a space, something like this. Like, oh, all right. Gotta perk up the story for clicks. No. Well, Tati probably, the explosion. So yeah, that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what I did, Alex. I kind of at first was like, oh, all right, dude, cool, because he just woke up, and I was like, and get those views, Tati, and get those retweets, those tweets, and she anyway, and so that's why I was like. He wouldn't normally just say. He wouldn't just say that. I wonder. Maybe he's seeing fog, like a very thick fog, and maybe that just came out of nowhere. So right before I could get up, I heard the explosion, dude, that a pop, and so what the hell was that, and then that's when Jeannie get Bobby. I was like, oh shit. My initial goal, I did take pictures of the car right when after it was doused, so you can see all the smoke. But I didn't take a picture of the car on fire, obviously, because at first I'm just thinking, okay, is it hitting our neighbor's fence? And if it hits our neighbor's fence, is it going to hit our fence? And you start thinking, that's what I was thinking of. And, so, we didn't want to see. But anyway, everybody was fine. It was fine. All the neighbors were out, all the chismosos and chismosas. And,
of course.
We're all like watching with no shame.
What's going on?
We're all like, do you need help, officers? Like, just get back in the house, man.
Yeah. Do you need help, officers?
Do you need a hose? Can I get you a hose? Can I spray the hose too? Let me do it with you. Yeah. Talking about Haktua, let's get into the Dolphins.
Nice. Good segue. Good
you like
segue.
it, right?
I like
you
it.
See it?
Just
we went from
the
Heat.
That was the Wade lob. LeBron dunk.
Yeah, that's
boom.
Boom. First off, Miami confirmed visits so far or meetups in the Combine and in the Senior Bowl, but the Combine first. They did meet up with Tyler Warren, the tight end out of Penn State, the star tight end that everybody has a man crush on. And it obviously rightfully so. I mean, I love it. I love that they've done that. And again, I am all about it. BPA at 13, BPA over team need at 13. That's how I feel. That's where I'm at. If whoever's the best player available at the Russ, don't you start it. Don't be talking about no Rodgers. We're talking about the draft. We're not talking about Aaron Rodgers. Don't get labels started. I don't want to see it. I will block you guys off the damn show with your butt fumbles.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, he's talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron Rodgers ends up with the Rams. Or
shut up, Russ. I think
we get Justin Fields.
I think, man, let me tell you something. I would think it's so dumb if the Rams went from Stafford to Rodgers. I really would think that's the stupidest thing. I would think that he would probably go to the Titans.
Rodgers?
I would say he would go to the Tennessee Titans. That's just my guess. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense. He has a home here, and he.
You think Russell Wilson ends up with the Raiders? With Pete Carroll and all that?
No, Stafford's going. No, Stafford's going to the Raiders. Stafford's
talking to the Raiders.
Yeah, he's talking. Yeah, he's met up that. You didn't see about the fight, Starbucks? No. You didn't hear about the fight at Starbucks?
No.
So, Jordan Schultz, I'm forgetting where he's from, but he's an NFL insider.
Yeah.
He tweeted out, broke the news that Aaron Rodgers to 49ers that Matt Stafford and Tom Brady have been hanging out. They went to Brady's house at this certain ski resort or something like that. And they've been talking about the possibility of that. Yeah, that's right. And then Ian Rappaport came out and said, no, they're both in the same. They both have houses in that vicinity. They ran into each other by chance. There's no situation, blah, blah, blah. Schultz said, if that's what you believe, I have a house to sell you.
Yeah. No, it's not tampering because Stafford was granted permission by the team to seek a trade.
Yes.
So
I don't know if it's tampering. I don't know what they consider tampering, but yeah, there is permission from Stafford.
If you get permission, you're not tampering. That's the whole point.
Sorry guys, we're gonna get into it. I promise we're getting to the draft. But no, so Rappaport was talking to an agent or a reporter, in Starbucks when Jordan Schultz saw him, and Schultz went up to him and confronted him and says, "Yo, dude, we need to talk." And he said, "We don't need to talk." And he says, and basically went at him. I don't have the thing in front of me, so that thing happened. They had to, they went their separate ways. But I guess Rappaport reported that to security. So now so that's a whole big drama about that whole situation with Stafford and Brady that came from that. And I don't know what the tampering, what it consists of. I haven't seen anything in regards of Brady getting in trouble.
Heated argument.
It was
heated argument.
Heated argument. Hey, bro, Sif, don't talk about my reporting, bro. It's like, whatever, man.
Dude, like you're gonna do that, dude.
You're getting all tough over Tom Brady report.
I'll beat you up, man.
But going back to Miami, so the Dolphins met up with Tyler Warren from Penn State. Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State running back, who I've talked about. I really like that guy. I really like him a lot. Will Johnson, Michigan corner, which makes sense. They just got rid of Kendall Fuller. Despite what people want to believe, corner is not a safe position for Miami. Jalen Ramsey's about it. Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son, from LSU. I know that they met him at the Senior Bowl, and he brought that up in his combine press conference.
Yeah.
Malachi Starks from Georgia, the safety. They've talked with him. So first off, again, full disclosure, and I know Scotty, who has been watched for a long time, and he watches our draft shows, and I know a lot of you guys are familiar with this, but just going point and saying, not everybody they meet with doesn't mean they're going to draft them. They meet to meet, it's a talk, get a feel for you, So, but what I love about it, what I will say that I love about it, is that they are meeting with these guys. They are getting up and close to these guys, because if they are on the board at that point in time, you need to. Oh, yes, that's right. They did not at the Senior Bowl yet, or at the combine. Oronde Gadsden, the receiver tight end, who I like from Syracuse. Obviously, Oronde Gadsden's dad played for Miami. They met with him at the Shrine Bowl. He said he met with all 32 teams. So obviously that means he's met with Miami. But I like Oronde Gadsden a lot. And obviously at the Senior Bowl, they met with Milroe out of Alabama and Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon, the two quarterbacks. And and I think they met with Zabel, great Zabel, the offensive lineman. So, anywho, there's a lot. Listen, I will say this because I know somebody brought this up earlier the other day. I think it was on one of the other shows, and I just want to say, for me, my opinion is for the first pick, you go BPA. If BPA is a position of need, fine, great, But if a best player available is sitting there, somebody who you didn't think was going to be there, or someone that you just is on number one on your board, I don't care if he's not a position of need, you grab him. That is a tight end, a running back, a D tackle, a corner, a safety. I don't give a damn what it is. If it's the BPA, you go and get him.
Make it work.
100%, Alex, because it's if you think about it, they get they draft Patrick Paul. You see what's going on with Terran Armstead now. They're about to move on from him. The year before that, they draft oh my goodness, I'm going to lose the name now. Either way, Miami usually drafts a year ahead. So, but for me, you go BPA at that spot. Again, if you got Malachi Stark sitting there and he is there, you go get him. We have so many needs. But you see this thing, you draft for need, you're gonna fail because
you got second, third, fourth, fifth.
You got second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh rounds. You got free agency. No, you go get best player available. We need dogs. Okay. If Tyler Warren is sitting there at 13 and he's your BPA, he's the best player on the board, but then you go and draft some guard you could have got in the second round, or a tackle you could have gotten in the second round, you're not doing your team any favor. Oh, but we drafted for need. Well, guess what? Now that kid's not playing like a first round pick. He's not even playing like a player. He should have been on the bench for 2 seasons before he even had a chance to. Well, he has to, because we drafted him in the first round. You should never have drafted him in the first round. No, you go get exactly. There's a huge difference between.
No, he's asking. He's asking.
Is there a big difference? Is there a big difference?
Yeah.
Well, that's a question. That's a question you would have to answer if you're that team. Because you go, can I pass on a Malachi Starks? Can I get a Barron? Can I get a Castro later on? Will he do the same amount of work or better? Maybe. Okay. Do I go get a Shamir Stewart or a Mason Graham or one of the other D tackle at Michigan? Do I go get that guy? Or can I wait on a guy? Or that's my thing too. The offensive line. Let's go get Tyler Booker out of Alabama. And, okay, great. But, could you have gotten Zabel in the second round? Could you have gotten another guy in the second and third, fourth round? Who did you get in free agency? I just think Miami would do themselves a huge disservice if they go need over BPA at 13. Team need in the second, third, fourth, fifth round, for sure. 13, no. You're doing yourself a disservice. I didn't get to see the measurables today, man. It's been a crazy day, as I brought up, with the fire and work and everything else. And yesterday for me, I was able to see some of the stuff, but not everything. I know losing his name right now, but he had killer day at the combine. Landon Jackson had a killer day. The edge rusher. Let me see here. Jameer Stewart. I mean, almost identical measurements to Myles Garrett, which is crazy. But again, if Stewart is sitting there at 13 and he blows you away and he is BPA at that point, do you pass on him for a tackle or a guard just because that's a team need when that guy is less of? You know what I'm saying? It's like, do not go, I don't know. But it is what it is. I will say though, whether it's at 13 or after or free agency, I'm liking the messaging from the Miami Dolphins so far in regards of offensive line. When they laughed at Miami and when they laughed at the fans and the media and saying, you guys, we're more worried than they are about the offensive line, we all rolled our eyes. And, Miami ended up being right because look, if you want to, everything you hear when they talk about the quarterback now, everything you hear when they're talking about the quarterback is we have to find a way to protect Tua. We have to find a way to protect Tua. First of all, that sucks. That's a crappy conversation to keep having about your starting quarterback, obviously. But that is the reality. He is your starting quarterback. He's your guy you have, at least for right now. So you need to do everything in your power to make sure he's good to go and he's protected. You want to be able to say, at the end of the day, though, when you start that season, you're like, man, we did the best that we could to protect him. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So when free agency comes, when you hear McDaniel say, hey, we're going to go targeting offensive line in free agency, we're going to target in the draft. Obviously, today sucked because Trey Smith got franchise tagged by Kansas City. I was really looking forward to him. But there are guys still there available for Miami in free agency. Obviously, you think of that situation with not the situation, but you think of the tackle position for Miami. Patrick Paul, they got in the second round last year. Austin Jackson should be back. So, I can't see them going after a tackle unless he's a swing tackle or he's a guy who could play. He's a versatile player and he could play on multiple spots on the offensive line. You can put him at tackle, you can put him on guard. But I think they would target guard in at least one star guard or a high price guard in free agency, and maybe target one in the draft. Maybe get another tackle in the draft to kind of secure that, because then you go into the season with Patrick Paul, with maybe a veteran star guard, Aaron Brewer, a rookie guard or another veteran guard, and then Austin Jackson. But Miami should ask themselves the question, though, are they comfortable with Patrick Paul? Did they like what they saw from him in his limited time last year on the field, during game time, off the field, in practice? If not, then you go get another guard who you could possibly push out to tackle another tackle that you could push out the guard. Maybe a Calvin Banks or Cam Williams out of Texas. That's another guy he's able. But as Troy says, get one guard in free agent, draft another in round 2. Love that. Exactly. Let me go ahead and read some of these comments, guys. I apologize.
Yeah. Do you think I'm intrigued by the receiver from Arizona? Is it McMillan?
Yeah, McMillan out of Arizona.
He's a big time possession, huge receiver. That would definitely change the dynamic. But obviously, I know it's not a position of need, but he might be BPA depending on the situation.
Well, absolutely. If he's sitting on the board at 13, you have to consider him. Because first off, what's going to happen with Tyreek Hill this year or next year? Tyreek Hill just had surgery on his wrist. Yeah. They've been they're considering trading him this season. If they don't trade him, you're going to lose him next season.
6'4". Look at that. 6'4".
That's when you go, you know what? He's the BPA. We're going to take him because guess what? If you even have Tyreek for next year, then you got a 6'4" wide receiver who's ultra talented with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. How does that hurt your team?
And you still got Juno Smith.
Janu Smith. So
Jalen Wright. You have a
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Somebody asked me when they brought up Tyler Warren, when Tyler Warren's name was brought up by Miami met with him, and I was like, I love that. I love that Miami met with him. And somebody and it was JB from the Back It Up Binge podcast. Awesome guy, awesome show, guys. Shout out to him. But he asked me, he said, would you want a tight end? I said, and I was like I said on here, I want BPA. And if he's the best player available, in which he is at the best position, 100%. You know, even if we got Jonnu, you get him because you got Jonnu for at least another year.
Yeah.
And who do you have behind Jonnu Smith? Nobody. You just got released at Durham Smythe. You really trust Julian Hill? Think about an offense
with double tight information. It's beautiful.
Think about an offense with Jonnu Smith and Tyler Warren at Penn State from Penn State. My goodness. Troy, good evening. Troy says build the trenches on both sides of the ball, and obviously the secondary needs to be real. These are needs everywhere, but trenches is 100%. Trenches are a must. Me saying going BPA at 13 is not ignoring the trenches. If that's BPA at 13, sure. If a guy does enough to earn that role at number 13, absolutely. What I'm saying is, though, you should attack the trenches for sure. But no, first pick, go BPA. Get your guy at 13. That way, 5 years from now, when that dude's a stud, you're not sitting there regretting it like Miami does now when they're talking about all these other players. But T McMillan from Arizona, 6'4", yeah. Oof. Wish we had a quarterback that could throw the ball. Let's see here. I would say let's hope we have a quarterback that can stay healthy. I think that's the most important thing. You know, but and Scotty's right on the money. I'll say that. First off, all the noise going on right now about the quarterbacks with Cam Ward and Shador and now Jackson Dart, it seems to be moving up the boards. That's great news for the Dolphins. And Scotty's 100% right. If about his hope, yes, we want quarterbacks to go fast. We want them to go in the top 5, the top 10. Because guess what that means? That means that pushes a lot of damn good players down to 13. And then Miami is cooking with bacon grease at that moment. You know, you're sitting there at 13 with a plethora of players, and you're going, damn, who can I get? And you better make the correct decision. Obviously, with Chris Greer, you can never be so sure. But, at that point, you're sitting there, and if you got a Malachi, a Tyler Warren, Will Johnson, and, sitting there, or, a Stewart, Shamir Stewart, whatever, Mason Graham, you're sitting there, you're going, oh my gosh, okay, well, maybe we could trade down a couple picks. You know what I'm saying? And you get a couple extra picks, and you still get a quality guy. So it would be the best interest of Miami for those 3 quarterbacks to go first. How much do you guys think Purdy is going to get? Whatever's in his ballpark, whatever the market is.
Whatever he's going to get is going to be overpaid.
Yeah, that's how certain people are going to feel about that. It probably will be around that $50 million a year. I would say plus. I'd say over $50 million. And just because that's his market, that's the market of their. People were saying, oh, Dan Jones shouldn't be paid that much. Oh, Tua shouldn't be paid that much. The fact of the matter is that's the market. He's a starting quarterback. He's played in big games. He's won playoff games. Yeah. One of the top guys. But he had a struggle last year. But that's what happens with some guys. They struggle. It's still their market though. That's why, like when you go, man, why would they pay in basketball, NBA? Why would they pay this guy over $35 million or $40 million a year or whatever? A year. That's just the market. That's what it is.
I want to see how much Sam Darnold gets and where he ends up signing. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, he won't get $50 million a year, but he should.
No. He's going to get probably 30, 40, or 30 in the 40s. And I genuinely think that Vikings are going to move on and just you have to go into McCarthy, in my opinion.
Well, that's the logical thing to do. Is to go with McCarthy. And I want to say though, shout out though to Terran Armstead, man. I mean, what he did for Miami. I know he's still making his decision. At his contract, I was like, I hope he retires with his deal the way it was. That way it helps Miami. But I know that he really loves playing here. He loves the and obviously he's shown it, dude. He's shown it. He said, look, I'm at the minimum. I'm putting my contract. Because now that saves Miami. Because Miami, if they released it post June 1st, I think it would have been like a $30 million hit. Yeah. Now it's I don't know what it is now, but.
And a lot of things. Hey, shout out to the organization once again. A+ across the board in player happiness, player success. Well, I mean, obviously, it should translate on the field, but we can say that we've turned the organization around completely in regards to atmosphere, culture. Now it just has to translate into on-field success. So a shout out to them because I know we always critique them a lot. And rightfully so in certain positions, mostly personnel decisions. But I got to give it to it. Whoever criticizes Ross and says that he doesn't care, like that man cares. That man wants to win.
No, it's not that he doesn't care. Whoever says that is wrong. Hiring the right people, that's a different conversation. And obviously, but the facilities he's built,
Yeah.
His players voted for him as the best owner in football. The best facilities, all that whatnot, and that goes for something. But here's the thing, Alex. Here's the truth, though. For those who don't care, it's what does it equal wins? Does it equal playoff wins? And that's it. That does matter. But again, it's good for Miami to get those grades because then players say, "Man, I want to come here. I would want to go there." Of course,
you make it an attractive. Hey, we still remember when no one wanted to come here to Dolphins. There was a period of time that it was a bleak future because no one wanted to come here. No free agent wanted to come to Miami. As crazy as that might sound. So now you are a destination again. So we'll see where it goes this year. This is your last opportunity with this build. Like legit, this is the last opportunity that they have to maximize this. So I feel that they're gonna go all out just to make sure that obviously, and every team protects their quarterback. I understand with us when we say it's a little bit more magnified because of Tua, but if it's any point to get it right, is this year. And you kind of see them, they're gonna invest in the O-line, like you mentioned. Because that's the last point. That's the missing point. And defense, there's a lot of holes.
Well, there's a lot of moves. Nobody's wrong here when they say there's too many needs on this team. Absolutely, there's a lot of needs on this football team. But obviously, offensive line is pivotal, especially with the QB position. There's some teams that could get away with a less than ideal offensive line when you have the talent that could get away. Miami does not. I mean, every time your QB gets hit, if you have to wince every time he gets hit or to go get that little weird feeling, whatever you're gonna call it, that's not a good move. I mean, it's not, you don't want that.
And that Troy, it hasn't been for a lack of trying because consider Ross a successful owner.
Nobody said that.
No,
nobody said successful in regards of the team being successful.
Correct.
But what has he done for the organization? What has he done for the
city?
For the city and everything. That's successful.
He brought back the Grand Prix over here, the Miami Grand Prix. He's made that stadium a destination.
100%.
He's the franchise value's gone up. Now, it hasn't been for a lack of trying. Everything has been at the disposal of personnel, and we kind of saw the last couple of years what we thought could happen. And now you kind of have more of a defined image of what you need to work on.
What Troy's comment does highlight, though, what I just brought up, you could be an A+ owner, you could have an A+ organization, you can play close and all that whatnot. Does it equal winning?
Yeah,
and it doesn't, and that's what matters with football. Correct. The fans don't give a crap about what the building looks like, how the fans feel. We could have the shittiest coach, the meanest owner. If we're winning, who cares? You know what I'm saying? So it is a shout out to them. It's great, but at the same time, though, does it equal winning? Miami needs to figure that out. And it is what it is. Do you guys see? Based on team wins, no. Based on value of his franchise, 100%. Actually, where's Miami valued at right now? Aren't they above the Celtics? Or are they? Where's
overall
Miami
team value? Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, weren't they above the Celtics now?
Top 10. It should be.
I saw that the other not too long ago. So that's 100% Scotty's on the point on that. On team wins, absolutely not. But on what the team has valued at now, what he's done with this team as an entity, absolutely. But yeah, Troy, I get your point. It's talking strictly about the football team. 100%. Like I said, is he perfect? Hell no. I mean, he's hired the wrong people. But yeah, he received a $10 billion offer and he turned it down for Miami. He did, and that tells you what this team. What ever since he's come to the Dolphins, what he's done, and it's not just the Dolphins. It's the stadium. It's the Grand Prix.
Everything.
Any theories as why the Miami Dolphins franchise has been so mediocre for the past 25 to 30 years? Chris Greer. No, I don't know.
No.
Dude, it's just
it's been a lot of things.
It does a lot of things. Again, you go back to Huizinga and you want, I don't know, think about everything that went down. They could never find the right quarterback. They've always built the wrong way. They never never gave Dan Marino a running game, a legitimate running game. They couldn't get him a defense. Then they couldn't find a quarterback when they had the defense.
They signed the wrong quarterback because of of medical.
They did the wrong thing. Yeah.
Drew Brees was there twice. We passed up on him, and we drafted Jamar Fletcher. It was a lot of decisions that backfired. I mean, really, realistically, after Jimmy Johnson left, Wanstead inherited a great team, and he kind of made it his own. But after that, it's been we wasted Chris Chambers' years. Realistically, we wasted Ricky's years.
Yeah.
It's too many changes. Around across. There was a lack of stability.
Scotty's right on the money. Different things at different times. Bad coaching, bad drafts, bad calls, bad health.
Correct.
And some at all the same time. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And we missed, for example, we had the opportunity to hire Mike Tomlin at the time. We didn't hire him. We didn't move. We weren't that an innovative franchise. We were the old school, so we kind of fell behind the ball.
But it's always like that, you know. Duke, if I remember, I'm trying to recall who it was. It was some investment banker or somebody offered Miami.
Yeah.
Trying to remember his name now, but I didn't want it to happen.
He's like a super hedge fund billionaire.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I forgot his name, and I had it. We talked about him the other day, actually. Conversation came up. Shit, I forgot. Come on.
But either way, that's who it was. It was one of those guys. So
yeah,
Scotty could probably find it, but it don't matter. But anyway, I just like he's in Florida. I just like that they've vocally made the commitment. They've said it out loud that they're going to be addressing the offensive line. Again, Trey Smith, Kansas City. I was really interested in him, but obviously Kansas City not stupid. They franchise tag him because that dude's a stud. But again, Miami needs to make that splash. You make it on the offensive line, and then you go into the draft with it basically almost set, and you go ahead and draft a couple more guys in this, like I think Duke or Troy brought up in the second, third round. But so much more to talk about. Don't forget, this Sunday we'll be back with OTC on the clock with Josh Wingate and Coach. We were going to go on this Sunday. Last Sunday. We were gonna go on the clock, but Wingate had a situation in his home. I had some stuff going on, so I said, you know what, it's cool. Let's go ahead and take that day off. We'll use it for scouting and watching film and whatever, and we'll just follow up back on this Sunday. So we'll be catching up on the scouting combine, recent Dolphin news. Obviously, we'll also discuss Cam Ward. Coach asked me was asking on our message DMs. Is what can somebody point out a good game with Cam Ward? He couldn't see it. Was Cam Ward overhyped? So he's going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about Mike Green.
Ken Griffin. There he goes. Yes.
Mike Green, the edge rusher. Ken Griffin. There you go. Okay, that's the name. So don't forget to catch us on Sunday, me, Josh, and Coach at 11 a.m. Eastern time to discuss the draft as we get further into it. And of course, Scotty will be there in the comments, usually is. Troy, please join us. Everyone else who's watching. Let's see. Finch Talk today will be back too on Saturday. We'll preview free agency and talk the draft. Me and Fish Tank Hank, we took a little bit of a break because of course I had basketball season and other stuff. So I was like, let me just wait till March because that's when free agency is. So we'll be back on this Saturday at 12 o'clock Eastern. So there you go. So a lot of Dolphins conversations going on this weekend. So join us for that. Gene Hackman, bro. That was passed away, man. Obviously, first off, 95 years old.
Correct.
He that was, I woke up this morning and saw that news and I had to do a triple take, not because it was Gene Hackman, because I knew his age.
Yeah.
I figured that would eventually come sooner rather than later. But just the circumstances, and we don't know, we won't try to, come up with theories and all this whatever. Can't do that. I think the family thought was, when you think of the wife and the dog, they found the wife and the dog and him.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, so they say it's suspicious, so we'll let it play out. But one of the greatest actors of our generation, loved mostly every movie I know any movie. I mean,
Any
the
movie,
first
yeah.
one every time he was in, he commanded the role.
Yeah.
His last movie was with Ray Barone, or not Ray Barone, it was Ray Romano. Barone is the
Yeah.
show, but it was the Welcome to Mooseport, and that was his last movie ever before he retired. I mean, think about it. He retired on still young enough to enjoy life.
Correct.
But it was like still crazy to go, man, he's still so young. He should be doing. No, he's not doing the Anthony Hopkins things. He went into, he started painting, and but the movies I was thinking about, Alex, about Gene Hackman. You think of Birdcage with Robin Williams. That was funny. The one with Denzel Washington, Roll Tide, right? Was it Roll Tide?
I forgot the name of it, but yeah.
On the submarine.
The Replacements.
The Replacements.
With Keanu Reeves.
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State, great movie.
What was this one with Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood? I mean, he was just phenomenal. He could play the good guy, he could play the bad guy, and he was believable.
He had range. He had amazing.
He was amazing. Yeah, he did it all, dude. He literally, legitimately, that saying. I know it goes a lot for a lot of people, but he is one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Right.
There's a few guys that are like that. Lex Luthor and Superman, and he loved that role. He loved Red Tide. Is it Red Tide? Was it Red Tide? Maybe it was Red Tide. The submarine movie. But I just love it when
Red Tide.
He tells him and Denzel, Denzel Washington, another great actor of our generation.
That's my favorite actor.
Denzel
Washington.
I just love it. You learn, you earn, and you return. I just love that line, dude. That sticks with me. But Denzel Washington, that movie with those two guys in there, and just the tension and everything. If you have never seen that movie, go check out Red Tide. If that's, I think it's. I'm pretty sure you're right. It's something Tide.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay, so but yeah, Red Tide with Enemy of the State with Will Smith. That was a good one. Anything really. He's just awesome, dude. Gene Hackman was something else, and so it sucks the circumstances. I know a lot of people are trying to guess what happened, and they're throwing the theories out there. We'll see. I mean, obviously, it raises some eyebrows, but what I'll say, I'm just going to honor the man, the actor, and the films that he made. I mean, unbelievable. Denzel Washington. Oh, Scotty says Denzel Washington is the greatest actor of all time, and that's fair. Denzel does it all, man. So much range, everything he does. You could put any movie with Denzel, and you're just enamored. Flight was one that I saw. I just saw it was Denzel, and I said, I'm gonna watch this movie, Flight.
It's
amazing.
Holy
crap!
Bro. Amazing movie, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good. He's so good. It made me think of a lot of actors. This today, especially when I'm looking at Gene Hackman, I was watching some clips of him, and there's so many actors that really gravitate. You just, Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington. Obviously his later years he got a lot of slack, but Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson was a great actor.
One of the most phenomenal. I mean, actors with range. Like, dude, that movie Ransom. You remember Ransom, Alex? That scene. That's what I was watching today. Ransom was that scene where they're on the phone and he, give me back my son. I was like, Crimson Tide. Thank you, Troy. See, that's why I was like, what's the movie? It's Crimson Tide. Not Red Tide. Thank you. But when they had that argument with Gary Sinise about son, I mean, oh my gosh, dude! Like, and then he cries. Mel Gibson's one of the best criers in movies. Like The Patriot, Ransom, Braveheart. Pacino is amazing. Pacino is another one. Pacino
De Niro.
Oh, dude.
And I'll give it DiCaprio. Leo DiCaprio también.
Oh, that's another one. I saw a scene
movie.
I never seen the movie, but there was a scene where he was having with he was with Kate Winslet. It wasn't Titanic. I know that movie.
Yeah.
It was another one. I'm trying to remember. Revolutionary Road?
Yes.
I think it was Revolutionary
Road. Yes. Amazing movie.
I've never seen it. I saw the scene though where she's like, "If you touch me, I'll scream." And he went and he touched her, and she screamed, and he went, "Fuck!"
You gotta watch that movie, Bob.
Is that amazing. But isn't that felt real?
Yeah,
like that was that felt like a real thing. John Travolta's a fun actor. He's fun.
Yeah.
Maybe the movie. I don't know if there's a lot of movies But I mean, I like John Travolta movies, but he's not somebody who's like, oh, the movie, what's it? Face Off was a good one. Face Off with Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage is a good actor too, man.
Oh, dude. But yeah, De Niro. Obviously, there's a new movie with De Niro on Netflix right now that I want to watch, Alex.
And Tom Cruise. We can't forget Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is still
who?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise as a range actor?
No. Well, no, yeah, he's pretty funny too. But Tom Cruise, I look at him as like a movie star.
Yeah,
like
no, that's different.
Movie
but that's
correct.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. Like, he's in. I mean, and he does his own stuff.
Hoffman,
I get that.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman, dude. Dustin Hoffman is one of my favorite. De Niro, Pacino, and Dustin Hoffman. Those three guys
too.
right there.
Johnny Depp in his heyday, and
yeah, but that to me, that's a different type. But I'm talking about like actors that you can watch out. Obviously, you know who my favorite actor is, which is Anthony Hopkins. Yes. I love Anthony Hopkins. But De Niro, Hoffman, Dustin Hoffman is another one who's just so great. Hook. Those are obviously, but Kramer versus Kramer. That's an unbelievable movie. That's another movie where when you watch them, you go, this seems real. Like and then you find out there are some scenes where that wasn't rehearsed, where he smashes the glass against the wall. Like, I don't know if the wives are watching, but who cares, right? We've all had those type of frustrations.
Absolutely.
Like, you shut the, it's like that. That's God damn it. It's like, oh my God, but that's what's great actors do. Samuel Jackson is awesome.
Absolutely. You make it natural.
Blink twice, Alex, if Tom got you stuck in that church. When he goes, Tom Cruise, I'm like, who? Like, Tom as an as an action star.
As an action star,
for sure. But like, not like a guy who like you like, oh, dude, you start getting choked up. Like, maybe, well, I will say though, Jerry Maguire is a great movie.
It's a great movie. He has some range.
I will say that. That's a good one. Ron Burgundy. That's the thing that always gets me is when comedians come out of nowhere and you're like, God damn, they're good. Well, talk about great actors. Robin Williams, one of the funniest men ever, but he is one of the greatest actors ever.
Range-wise, to me right now, range all time for me.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, and even Jamie Foxx, because Jamie Foxx, you have the singing there. Because it's singing, is comedy. Tom Hanks is a good actor too. He's amazing. Well, I got to give Tom Hanks credit because he's one of the few actors that he's commanded the screen alone in Castaway.
Yes.
Gump.
Yeah.
Not many actors can do that. Like, that's the whole movie. That's him.
But Robin Williams, dude, there's so many movies that,
and it's crazy. That's our range. If you talk to our parents or our grandparents, you're talking about Gregory Peck. You're talking about Clark Gable.
I love Clark Gable.
Those are the things that it's
love
insane.
Clark. Sean Connery,
sure. Sean
Connery. But Clark Gable, I could sit down and watch a Clark Gable film. I'm a huge fan. I watched him because when I went to I knew about Gone with the Wind, but I didn't watch it. I didn't care for it until I went to film school and I watched it and I was like, I love this movie. Clark, It Happened One Night is another good one with Clark Gable. He was awesome. A League Extraordinary Gentlemen. But see, these are different. Like, those type of movies, those are fun movies. Those are great movies. But I'm talking about movies that freaking make you go, damn.
Yeah.
But anyway, we could go about, but Gene Hackman, man.
Kevin Costner. I'm going to throw Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner,
I
for sure.
love Kevin Costner, bro. I felt Billy Chappell in
Sean Connery and Kevin Costner in Untouchables. That was an amazing. De Niro in The Bronx Tale. And he played the secondary role.
Yeah,
but that was another movie where it felt real. Like, when he says, "That's my son. That's not your." Have you ever seen The Bronx Tale? That was one of those movies that my dad was like, "You got to watch this movie." And ever since he directed it, Robert De Niro directed it, and he plays the father. And they live in the Bronx. And we'll talk Clint Eastwood in just a second. Because there is a movie there. But I will say, oh my
Gran
goodness,
Torino face.
The Bronx Tale. They're in the Bronx. He has a son, a young son. Our kid's his age, Alex. Our boy's his age. And there's the mafia is right there in the little corner restaurant, the little bar.
Yeah.
And he sees something goes down, and the son, but he never snitches on. He saw the mob boss kill this guy, but he never snitches. So, you know, even though the cops are there. So ever since then, the mob bosses there kind of take a liking to the kid. And De Niro, he's like, you never go in there, never go to that bar, but he does. And the kid kind of grows up in that. So the father has a couple run-ins with the mob boss there, Sonny. And that's one of the awesome scenes where he tells him, he goes, listen, he gave the kid a bunch of money. So the dad comes back in the thing. He goes, where'd you get this money? He goes, I worked for this money. He goes, what do you mean you work for them? He worked in the bar. And, you know, he comes back in the bar and suddenly he drops the money on the table. He goes, you know, with the son. And he's like, you give my son this money? He goes, yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. He goes, yeah, we don't want the money. He goes, I tried to pay you. You didn't want the money. So he did. He goes, we don't need your money. He goes, whoa, what are you trying to say? I take this kid. He's like my son. I treat him like my son. He goes, but he's not your son. And it felt real. He goes, and the guy, Sonny goes, what did you say? You know, he gets his face. What the fuck did you say? He goes, it's not your son. You stay away from it. Oh, dude, it's one of the, like that video. You have Bronx Tale. It's an older movie, but it's really good. I See Dead People. You know, man, that kid was great. And Bruce Willis. Yeah. Bruce Willis is underrated. Clint Eastwood was so cool. He's a cool actor. Yeah, and he's so cool that you could watch anything. He could be in anything, and it means so. I mean, you think, the Gran Torino movie, Unforgiven. There's the one where he is the secret agent, or the Secret Service, and Alex never seen Bronx Tale.
No, I haven't seen Bronx Tale.
But another one, Meryl Streep, unbelievable. But that's when he met Clint Eastwood. The reason why I bring Meryl Streep, who's my favorite actress. Is Bridges of Madison County with Clint Eastwood. That's an unbelievable movie. That's a great movie, man. You know, so and she's also
favorite actress. My favorite actor. I'm between Julia Roberts and actually Anne Hathaway. I think Anne Hathaway is amazing.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway's really good. Julia Roberts, 90s Julia Roberts is legit.
Hit after hit.
You know,
highly Unbroken.
This movie's better than Saving Private. Okay. But no, actress Sally Fields is great. You know, there's a few of them, dude. Like, we could go all night talking about actors and actresses and just think about Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn was fun. Like, I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like like if you see she has a movie on, you're gonna turn on and watch that movie.
Charles Bronson. There you go, Charles Bronson too.
Not much on Charles Bronson. I know who he is, but I haven't really watched much of him to think about it. But I have heard about that. Oh my God, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Kurt Russell. I mean, Tombstone, Tombstone Bridges. All day. Jeff Bridges, yeah, Tombstone. Oh my goodness. How do you watch Pretty Woman before a Bronx Tale? I can't say it on air. I'll tell you. I could tell you, but no, but I have never seen Pretty Woman. Not seen Pretty Woman. I have to see, that's with Richard Gere, right?
Richard Gere, another amazing actor.
Well, the one I saw with there's movies where you call, like, I guess, guilty pleasures, where like you're a grown ass man, you shouldn't be watching these movies, but you do it because it's like, it's like a but I would say oh my goodness, is it My Best Friend's Wedding?
Oh, it's hilarious.
That's a great movie,
man.
The moment you wake up, the Bobby's line. No, I'm not, bro.
Oh my God, Harrison Ford.
Oh, dude, Harrison Ford, man.
I love Harrison Ford.
Indiana Jones, Air Force One. He's in Yellowstone right now. He's in Yellowstone right now.
And the one that they frame him for his wife's murder.
Dude, yes. My God. No, see, I love 90s Harrison Ford. I could watch all his action movies. The one where he's playing Jack Ryan, the one where they frame his first right where he's telling Tommy Lee Jones, I didn't kill it. He goes, I don't care. He tells him, I don't care. Those are such great movies, man. Val Kilmer is amazing, dude. I met actors during filming Tuesday by accident a long time ago. Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer did most of the talking. Dude, wow, Raphael, man, that's awesome, dude. I want to go to Tombstone.
Yes,
that's one of my
goals. The Bad and the Ugly.
Movies.
Yes, that's one of the best movies. Yes,
I want to go to Tombstone one day. Oh, Clint Eastwood, man. It's just Dracula.
You know which one I started watching, Bobby? Kevin Costner,
what's
the
his
one
name?
that he made, Horizon.
Horizon? I haven't seen it yet.
I started watching it.
He likes it.
He got in my tongue to avoid paparazzi.
That is awesome. You know who Harrison reminds me of? Harrison Ford, when he talks, the way he acts, Alex, and he reminds me of my grandfather, the personality.
Yeah.
Grandpa Mike.
He seems to be yes.
But he seems like everybody loves him. He seems like somebody who doesn't really know or just doesn't read the lines might go, man, what a jerk. He's not a jerk, dude. I get it.
He's legit. He's funny.
But he seems like one of the most coolest dudes. I know Scotty says he was the coolest guy ever. I believe that. He seems like a really down to earth guy. If you treat him with respect and you're cool with him, I can see him being cool with you. If you go running up on him, he's gonna say, dude, back the hell off. What the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
The part I wanted in filming was in Euro Valley, North of Tucson. There you go. That's awesome, man. Kevin Costner is fantastic. He is. Kevin Costner is amazing. Everything he does. But yeah, I want to go to Tombstone, Arizona. I want to go to see Tombstone where Wyatt Earp and the OK Corral and the graveyard. And like, that's something I really want to do one day. If I could, that's something I really want to go to. No, I did not see the new Captain America movie. Alex, have you?
No.
My complete honest thing, I'm not saying I won't see it, because I'm a movie guy. I love movies. I love going to movies. I love watching movies. I really have no interest in seeing it. Like, I don't mean in a bad way. I guess it sounds bad. It's just like they haven't done enough for me to want to see it. The other Marvel, I'm a DC guy first, but they did such a great job with the other Marvel movies that you wanted to go see all of them. When it was the Avengers, Thor, Iron Man, the original Captain America. I wish that they would have for this. Who's the new Captain America? What's his name? I'm forgetting his name now. Sam Wilson. I thought about this the other day, Troy. What they should have done with Sam Wilson, if their goal was to make sure he was the new Captain America, was to build up, make him more important in the other movies.
Correct.
Where you were paying attention to him, you cared about him, and then now he's Captain America, and you want to see him kick ass. They basically made a side character. They gave a side character who they gave little to no time to, who was a sidekick, a big movie. Like
you're just trying to bank on the name.
The biggest selling point of that movie is Harrison Ford. I want to see the Red Hulk. Bobby, I feel the exact same way the MCU has been going down. Yeah, it has, dude. It sucks because there's so much. They've done such a great job, but you're
now they're just doing things. Honestly, they should stop making films for a little bit.
Well, exactly. Or they, honestly,
create it.
I'll tell you what movies I am intrigued by with Marvel that's coming up. Is I didn't get to see it yet. I have never seen it. I do want to see it, but it's not, obviously I wasn't care enough to see it. Was the Spider-Man movie when they brought all three Spider-Mans together.
Oh yeah.
Because I get that. That's a nostalgic situation. But a movie I really want to see that the trailer looked good is oh my goodness, is the Fantastic Four. The new Fantastic Four. That looks very interesting to me. Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom. That's intriguing. I'm intrigued by that.
But now you just said Robert Downey Jr. Amazing actor.
Oh, unbelievable.
Natural on screen. Range.
Yeah. Dude, it's, the Gem Show tests on this ending. It starts at Fairy Hotel bookings will be bad due to people coming from all over. Oh, really? Is that right? Okay, Ralph. Appreciate you putting that up there, man. Do you live? So you've been there before? Jack Nicholson, of course. Jack Nicholson. For sure,
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, dude, Jack Nicholson, of course.
You want the truth?
If you're looking at awards, like if this was if we were looking at statistics like quarterbacks, he probably would be the greatest actor of our generation just because of awards alone. I think he's won the most Academy Awards in history. Let me see here. I don't want to miss anything here. Yeah, we don't want to see. They're like, don't burn anything outside on Friday. We're gonna have a lot of fire. Well, because they say if you burn anything, we have so much wind, it's gonna be fun. Everyone's a critic now. Oh, there she is. There she is. I was kind of hoping that would be true, but I guess not. Oh well. Kathleen Kennedy, for those who are Star Wars fans, I guess she's stepping down at Lucasfilm. But she says, I'm not retiring from movies. I will die making movies. She's producing several upcoming Star Wars projects. I started talking with Disney about succession plan, and it could be a year before a decision is announced, and we'll stay to assist whenever take over. That's another one, Alex, where like Marvel, where it's like they go based off the name alone. Like let's just go with it. It's the brand, and it's like their shows are a lot better than it does. And like, don't get me wrong. Like for me, I go to a movie to enjoy the movie. I don't go into it going, oh, it's gonna be miserable. I'm a miserable prick, and I'm gonna hate it. No, but at the same time, though, it's like I get it. I get why fans would be upset. I get why, And I was like, growing up, I guess you call me a Star Wars nerd or whatever. I don't give a damn. I like Star Wars, but the shows are great. The shows are a lot of fun. There are some misses, obviously, but the shows are a lot better on Disney Plus than they are the movies. I did enjoy the movies because I just how I am, but at the same time, it's like that was a total F up those movies. They really effed up those movies. They went based off nostalgic alone. They didn't create a new story. And, I can understand a lot of the guys coming back, but at the same time, you have to explain how they come back. But either way, I want another Black Adam movie and Spawn movie. Spawn was a lot of fun. Black Adam, I never finished. But I heard it was, I will have to finish. I just didn't do it. My kids came out and I had things to do. And so I had to stop it. I just never got back to it. That's the movie with The Rock. The Rock. I want your soul. Do you understand that, Alex? I want your soul. That's a new thing for The Rock. He told Cody Rhodes, he goes, I don't want your belt. I want your soul. And we're like, we all went, the fuck? It's like, what are you talking about? It's this new thing. Oh, look, yes, Sonny, I did. There you go. You see? She's seen Bronx Tale. How can she see Bronx Tale, Alex, and you don't?
I've watched it.
Wow. Wow, it's crazy, bro. And she knew Sonny too. See, she mentioned Sonny. Jamila, you got to put on Bronx Tale for Alex. Alex never has. That's why, Alex. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Did you hear the new Hialeah song? I haven't heard it yet. There's a new Hialeah song by. Let's see here. Tati's heard it. My mother's heard it. All she does is talk about it. Okay. I want to make sure I credit the right people. It is Gloria Estefan's husband produced it, I think.
Yeah, Emilio Estefan. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I could find it here. Yep, it's a brand new anthem for Hialeah for the 100th anniversary. So they're going to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Hialeah. They started putting up signs at Hialeah Racetrack and the casino. And so he produced a new song. It's written by Emilio Estefan Jr., Richard Rogue, and Christina Lopez. And it was performed by Richelio and Vakina. Probably butchering that. I know I am.
Yeah.
But whatever else. Whatever. Thank you. But I have to listen. You don't even know what I'm talking about, so you just know it's like you already are. I don't even have to look at the name, Bobby, to know that you butchered.
Yeah, you already fucking butchered. I know it. I feel it. I see it in your eyes.
Yes, the test is if she unlocks the door for you. If she does not, she's a keeper. You're damn right. My brother asked me that the other day. He didn't give me the context. He just asked me, Bobby, what's the test for a girl to know she's a keeper? And I said it because that's part of the movie in Bronx Tale. And he's like, yep. And so he determined some girl was not the keeper because of that.
Because of that.
So, yeah, he had my mom and me on speaker in Miami. So you'll find out. I got to make him watch it this week. I'll take it for my uncultured husband. Oh, you see? Yeah. That's like never seen Goodfellas or Scarface.
Oh, no. I mean, if you haven't seen Goodfellas or Scarface or Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
That's right.
You're
That's how I felt when they said something. Who is it? Who did they say?
And if you haven't seen Casino, also Casino's an amazing movie too.
Oh, Casino, of course.
My Cousin Vinny, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing movie. Joe
Pesci, man, that's he's amazing. Joe Pesci's just unbelievable. That's another dude.
Joe Pesci. Taxi Driver, yes, amazing.
Taxi Driver, yeah.
That's another classic. And believe it or not, one of the best movies that I've seen is Serpico, but the one with Pacino in the 70s.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Serpico.
I've never seen that one. I know of it, but I've never seen it. I got to watch that one. There are movies that I want to watch because Pacino is just amazing.
Yeah.
You can watch anything with Pacino. Old, young Pacino. Now that he's old, I don't know if I could take him seriously, but he's amazing. But anyway, Alex, what the show I'm watching right now, Jeff Goldblum is an actor I'll bring up because he's so out there, but he's fun to watch. He's just so, Jeff Goldblum. But a show that I'm watching on Netflix, only one season, is but I started watching yesterday. I'm gonna turn it on. It's a very interesting concept. It's called Chaos, and he plays Zeus, and it's like Zeus in modern times.
and he has all his kids, and they're it's the Greek gods.
The Greek gods in modern times.
That's right. And so
Okay.
he's Zeus, and and it's the Happy Olympia Days, episode 1, and he's having breakfast with his wife Hera and his son, and I won't get it, but I'll tell you this scene right here, and that way you get an idea of it. He's outside, he's on top of Mount Olympus, and he's like, he starts talking to him. He's like, water my crops, Zeus. Oh Lord, Zeus, give me this. And he's doing thunder and lightning. He's doing this, and you see the storm going, and he walks away. And anyway, he's watching that on TV, and the president of the town, and Happy Olympia Day. Here's our gifts to the gods. And there's this big, and it's a monument. It's supposed to be a monument. It's covered up with a big tarp,
Yeah.
And he's watching. He's like, oh, I can't wait. The human sacrifice. They chew a pill and they kill themselves. Somebody killed themselves. And so that was their humans. And then also they when the tarp comes down, it's a spray paint. Fuck the gods, and it's a big pile of shit. And you just see somebody goes, you see him, like the camera zooms in on his face. And he goes, fuck the gods. Fuck the gods. And he starts like, it's just Zeus. He goes, those motherfuckers, I'm going to wipe them off the earth. I'm going to wipe them off. Just, no, you're not. No, you're not. You leave this to Poseidon. You leave it to Poseidon. So now he wants to, wreck it all. So, episode 1, Tati and I would think, let's see what happens.
That's something that I would watch. Yeah,
something
that I would watch.
I watched episode 1, Tati and I like, this is interesting. We're going to watch it again, episode 2 tonight. Another show that I know you're going to love. Another Netflix one. It's 2 seasons only.
Okay.
It's Friends from College. It's called Friends from College. One of the actors that are in it, Fred Savage is in it.
Okay.
From the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
The main actor, even though it's a 6 group friends, 3 girls, 3 guys, the main actor of the show his name's Ethan. In the show is Keegan Michael Peele.
Yes,
the tall one, the bald one.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's on. He's married to the girl from How I Met Your Mother, Colby Smothers, right? And so they're all friends from college. He's married to her in the show. She was the youngest of the group. They live in another part of the country, and all their friends live in New York.
Okay.
And so, but here's a catcher, right? There's 3 girls, 3 guys. He's married to the friend of the group. He's married to her, so they moved in. And but he's screwing around with the best friend, with one of the best friends. And he's been screwing around with that girl since before he was married to the other one.
Of course.
And they're like, oh, we're moving together, and they didn't go, and then they end up going back, and it's like an accident, a traffic accident. It's funny, but it's so bad you can't stop watching it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Every episode, me and Tati, every episode, we're like, what the you had to go again and press play to watch the next one. It's only 2 seasons, so it doesn't take a lot of time. It's like 10 episodes per season, but it's really good. But
I'll check it out, because right now what we're watching is Reacher.
Reacher, yeah, I know Reacher. I started watching that one.
What they told me was to also look out is for Paradise. It's a new thriller on Hulu. Yes,
I know
Paradise. And I'm watching on Netflix.
I'm watching Animal Control.
Oh yeah,
I'm watching on Hulu. Yeah, Animal Control with Joel McHale.
Yes,
it's a comedy. It's a funny show. I thought it just started. No, there's 3 seasons.
Joel McHale's hilarious.
He is. He reminds me. He reminds me of Uncle Nathan. He reminds me of Uncle Nathan a lot, dude. Like I was like, that's crazy. I was like, oh my god. But there's a couple shows, guys. So it's a train wreck. It is a train wreck, but I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. I wish they had a 3rd season, because I just want to see how bad it could get. But Paradise is
awesome.
But there you go, Alex. So Friends from College, which I think Jamila's seen. She says she didn't like it, but you got to watch it. I think you're gonna like it. It's funny. But Chaos, Kaos, Kaos. Jeff Goldblum, Netflix. Put it on your list. Put it on your list when you get in the house.
Gotcha.
All right, Alex. Anything else?
No, man. It's just exciting times. Let's see how we continue to develop. And now, obviously, our favorite part of the NFL season, the off season. It begins shortly. So, that's the life of a Dolphins fan. That's the life of Dolphins fans.
Whoever okayed the Boston accent and the Reacher needs to be fired. Oh man.
It's a really good show. Really good show.
There you go. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this one up. We appreciate everybody tuning in this evening. Watch a new episode of East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we are off. It's Saturday. We got a doubleheader at noon Eastern. You got Fin's Talk today with me and Fish Tank Hank. And then in the evening, in the afternoon, we have a No Holds Barred wrestling podcast previewing the Elimination Chamber on Saturday. And then Sunday, we got the On the Clock
draft show for the Miami Dolphins. So don't forget to tune in there. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm Bobby Fins Talk. That's Alex Atiachisca. We appreciate you. Good night, Miami.
Bobby L. Gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the D. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet.